Yo, this is Nero Codes, and today this is gonna be a quick one. So I don't know if you've been following on Twitter or I don't know if it's on any of those blogs, but there's been I don't want to say it's a social media battle between South Africa and Nigeria, and they did like a boat to boat challenge thing. So what happened was South Africans booked boat rides from South Africa. They booked in Nigeria, and they were not going, obviously, they're not in Nigeria. And what happened was like the boat riders got to the destinations, and they came and they didn't see anybody, and the South Africans were playing a prank on the boat riders. Um, and then Nigeria retaliated, and the retaliation was, crazy. Like both had to shut down for a period of time. I'm not sure if that's verified, but in certain cities in South Africa, both shut down for a while. Um, so that's like pretty much like the overview of everything. I think the main thing, there was a particular tweet that caught my attention, which is why I'm making this video, and the tweet pretty much said like this is this whole thing highlights a major flaw in both systems. Like why would they allow people from different countries to book a ride? And I think that's like that's the question people are asking, and I just wanted to give or share from like a technical perspective, like why some of those decisions might have been made. So I think firstly, you think about the product. What's the product's expectation? Is this product supposed to be a local product? Is it supposed to be a global product? And for Bolt and Uber, in this instances, they're all global products. And when you look at it, there are certain features that allow you, like you're in a particular country, you travel out, you don't need to download like both for America or both for South Africa or both for Nigeria. It's just one single app that um, applies to whatever location you're in. Yeah, and the advantage there is your Bolt account could be connected to your Nigerian bank account or your Nigerian bank card, for example, and you could travel to a different country and book a ride with the same application. And the payment is seamless because it's still the same thing that applies. It's a simple thing. It uses your location where you are. If there are also boat riders in that location, they can also see your request based on the location, because when you request for a ride, there's a location, what should I call it? There's a location where that rider or the request comes from, and that request is broadcasted to like a range of riders in that area. Yeah, so it works for that instance. And there's never a case where you're booking a ride or making a request where you are. Let's say I'm in Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm making a request, and somebody in Ogun State is saying the request. That's a different problem, but that's not the problem here. Is that you set your location as the requester in a particular instance, and it's only riders within the specified space, within the allocated request area, that can actually see and accept that request. Yeah. So that definitely disadvantage. Obviously, we've seen the current disadvantage is like, okay, I'm not actually there, but that's actually a feature, because there are certain instances where you book a ride for somebody, you book a ride for a friend. I know of a friend once that I think his mother was coming from the village. And once she got to Lagos, he was able to book a ride for her. His mother didn't have a smartphone or a smart device, and for people like that, you understand and you see the usefulness. He didn't have to order a ride and then go pick her up, and all of that. He could just say, oh, this is my mother's number, this is where she is, pick her up. So you understand the value of that feature. And also I have, my brother traveled, I think, to France, and he didn't have to like download a new app or anything. He just booked a ride the same way he would book if he was in Nigeria, and everything worked seamlessly. So you understand, like that's a certain feature. But I think you know going back to like the technical perspective, like, oh, this is a problem, how do we solve it? There's several conversations you can have. You're like, okay, so um if you're booking for somebody, for example, now you're like, oh, do we do you have to connect, or you have to be friends with the person, or you have to use the person's number, get the person's location. But then, you see security concerns. What if somebody enters another person's number and, you show the person's location? Isn't that like a security flaw? You ask yourself all those questions, and then you start to realize that, the more you try to solve this like edge cases, um, you're going to get into more circles of like trying to solve the problem. But there are definitely ways, and this is what makes tech interesting. Yeah. So basically, I think I just wanted to highlight like why that's a feature. It's not a bug, and it was quite an interesting experience, just looking at the tweets and looking at everything that happened. Apple, like, I'm not picking any sides. This is bad for the people that are trying to legit make a living, out of it. But I just wanted to highlight that from a technical perspective, this is a feature, not a bug. And I think Bolt has started banning the users that interacted with all of this. So I think they're trying to resolve this in their own way, but I don't think you should expect any like product or feature update that you can't order from a different location, at least not anytime soon from my perspective. So thanks for watching. Like I said, this is a quick one. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with technical stuff, and it's Nerocodes, and I'm out.